I'm super excited to be on here. So Hartley, I have to tell you that I have been using Ultradent products for, gosh, I want to say 13. No. I used it in dental school too. I've been using it for 15 years.
Wow. It's quite the accomplishment. Are you on our VIP board or anything?
I'm trying to get on that special board. When I went out to Ultradent headquarters, and guys, for those who are watching, you definitely want to go out there. If you love Ultradent, you definitely have to go out there. But I saw like the Wall of Fame, and I saw Melanie's picture on there, and all these other people's picture. And then I told her, I was like, you know what? You need to have a Wall of Fame for longtime customers.
So
and she's like, we'll see.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to wait for a few more people to jump on. I hope everybody's Monday is going incredible. It's been a little bit of an interesting week, and that is why we actually have Dr. Glenville on with us today with Ultradent. So
So most definitely interesting. I made a post in my group, Nifty, Thrifty Dentist, and there's been so many people posting about coronavirus and how that's kind of impacting not only dentistry, but our everyday lives, right? And so it just seems like every day there's something new that comes out from the White House, like, hey, we got to do this, we got to do that. And a lot of doctors are wondering, like, what should I do? Okay, should I close my office for 2 weeks? Should I close my office for a month? What should I do? And I just had to make a post. I made a post really talking to people about what I am doing for my practice. But, closing your office is one thing. We get it, right? But there's so many people that are involved that it affects, right? Not only the practice owners. We're talking about, number one, our patients, right? I mean, there's patients out there who, okay, if the ADA had just said, well, don't do any, postpone elective procedures, right? But still do emergency procedures. So there's so many patients out there that are in pain that need our help. And if we just close our office, where are they going to go? Right. So I made a post saying that I'm going to keep my office open to help, take care of these emergency cases, because if we're not open, where are the patients going to go?
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to go to the ER, right? And those nurses and doctors and health professionals at the hospital, they're working so hard right now to contain this right now. The last thing they want to deal with is a dental problem, and they're already tapped out. And so made that post. And, another group that's affected, right, is our team members, right? So practice owners, is easy for us to say, okay, yeah, we'll just close it. But what about our assistants? What about our hygienists? What about our front office staff who, depend on these checks to take care of their family? Closing a few days is one thing. Closing for 2 to 3 weeks, a month, that is catastrophic financially. And so we're not only taking care of our patients, we're taking care of our team that helps us to become so successful. And so I made this post to kind of give practice owners an idea of things to do if you can't see patients, right? Because there's going to be a lot of downtime. And the last thing we want to do is just send people home and they're not able to earn a living. So I posted kind of like my top 10 things to do when you have this downtime.
Kind of like the top 10 things when your office could possibly be closed down, but also maybe not, but also maybe yes.
Yes, basically that's what's going on. We're kind of in limbo. So, I'm going into my office and we had to schedule a lot of patients for tomorrow. And, there's a few emergency patients I want to see, but for the most part, I'm just kind of there to help out. And so during that downtime, I just want us to take advantage of this time, because this is going to end, guys, right? Like, this whole pandemic is going to end. Life will get back to normal. And we want to be able to be ready to go once that happens.
Yep. So do you have any advice because we mentioned the 3 different people in the office, your dental assistant, your dental hygienist, and your front office. Do you have advice for what each person could do to help their office right now?
Yeah. So like I said, I did the top 10 there. And obviously, if you have team members who are not feeling well, right, obviously we want to make sure they get better. You're going to encourage them to stay home for the safety of their team members, for their own safety, and the safety of the patients. And also that goes to patients too. I mean, so we have a little questionnaire whenever someone calls in. We ask those questions like, if they have a fever, have they been overseas, all these different things. And then we actually take their temperature when they come in as well. So we want to make sure that all our patients know that we are doing everything we can everything we can to create a safe environment. And I highly recommend other practice owners to do the same thing. So you were asking, what are some of the things that they can do? Well, I have a top 10, and I'm going to start with the first one, which is something that my wife wishes that I would do more often at home. And that is doing a deep clean at the office, right?
Yeah.
So think about it. Number one, you're making sure everything is nice and sterilized because of what's going on with the coronavirus, right? So why not take it a little step further? If there's some downtime there, here's a great opportunity to make sure everything is really clean. Because look, when you're busy in your practice, you never have enough time. No. Well, there's enough time now. So deep clean in the office there, that's something that everyone can do. Up to me, like I'm going to be cleaning my own personal office as well. Another thing too is like there's a lot of dental equipment that needs maintenance, right? Now, come on, raise your hand if you kind of slack off once in a while. I mean, I'm going to raise my hand right now.
I say that's happened to me as well.
Well, Harley, I'm going to ask you this. I mean, sometimes you got to make sure you change out those Cavitron filters and whatnot, and sometimes we fall behind, or maybe there's a little bit of maintenance on the chairs and whatnot. Here's a great time to do that. And there's so many groups that are, so many companies are in Nifty Thrifty, and they said, hey, look, if you have a question, right, about doing maintenance with your chair or whatnot, please give us a call. Look, I'm telling you guys right now, they're probably just as bored as you, okay? And so just reach out to them and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I take care of my, my sterilizer? How do I take care of my compressor? I want to do some extra maintenance when I have some downtime. So, dental products and dental equipment maintenance, that's another thing. Another big thing is team training, right?
Ooh, great idea.
I mean, because all the time we were like, okay, I wish we could do this role play when we do, treatment plan presentation or talking to different patients, or maybe, on the hygiene side, think about if the assistant can really, learn the right verbiage from the hygienist, right?
Definitely.
To help with case acceptance. And so, we never have enough time to train our team, right? Well, here's a great opportunity to do this team training so that when things get back to normal, your team are going to be leveled up and you'll be able to just produce so much more when that happens. So team training is a big one. Another thing too, which is probably not as fun as the team training, is, organizing your lab and storage areas, right?
I mean, don't even look at the lab. That's like the hidden closet in the back of the office that nobody sees. A great time for that.
Yeah, that's kind of like the place where, you don't know where to put something, you just throw it over there. Yeah, you kind of put it in the cabinets and close it and just kind of forget about it. What a great way to kind of reorganize that, make it more efficient so that later on, you have all these, PQ1 bond and all those prophy paste from Ultradent that's packed away there and you didn't know. Okay, look at them. If anything, you might be able to find some extra supplies or some products that you didn't know about. So like I said, that's a big project in itself. That's a great opportunity to do that. And for certain states, if they allow it, if you have a scanner or intraoral scanner, you can scan some lab cases and whatnot. So I do too. And, you can kind of organize that. Or another thing too, is if you have some old lab cases and, you're running out of space, we actually end up renting a storage unit to put all of our old files and all our old lab cases and whatnot. Because think about it, if you're using your office, it's kind of like a waste of money. We actually put it in an empty op. And what we end up doing is we got that out of there, equip that op so that we can actually make some production out of there. So something to think about, guys. Like if you're just using part of your office for storage and you could be using it for something that's actually productive, might make sense to rent a storage unit and maybe during this time start moving that stuff over there, So there you go, do that. And of course that goes with, moving things into a storage unit is declutter your practice, right? I mean, think about all the documents that you could probably scan, right? Most people are paperless, but if you're still have paper charts or whatnot, maybe this is a good time to scan those things, right? Maybe there's a good time to scan some office manual stuff and maybe digitize it. There's so many things you could do there. You definitely want to take advantage of that. And you know what? I see Melanie. She said, I'm a VIP to her. Hey, that's awesome, Melanie. And for those who, and Mohammed, hello to you. But for those of you who are watching, if you like what you're hearing, type in the comment section, Ultradent.
Yes, shout out.
Yeah, let us know that you're here. Type in the comment section, Ultradent. So another thing too is that recently, from a financial standpoint, the Fed dropped interest rates. Right? They dropped interest rates because they're like, look, we got to do something to stimulate this economy, and we're so grateful that they did that. But another great thing is if you have practice loans, if you have certain loans, this might be the time to do the refinancing. Okay. So look at what your rates are. They just changed interest rate. They just dropped interest rates. This is the time to do that. You have the time. Just go ahead and look at that and see if you can save some money there. Okay. So another thing too, and this is something that you and I, Hartley and I, we have in common. Okay. And that is social media. We love social media. Right. And so like, look, if your practice is kind of lagging in the social media, maybe you don't have enough videos. Maybe if you haven't done like a introduction to your team or something like that. Now is the time to do it. Now is the time to just totally get so many social media posts. You can post it all at once. You can bank it so that when you get busy again, you got like 2 months worth of posts.
Yep. You can jump on and do a live like us. I'm sure your patients would love to see you, see what you're talking about.
Yeah, there you go. And you could do different things. You could do OHI or something like that, or tips or whatnot. You can talk to them. You can actually do a Facebook Live and show them like, hey, look, guys, look at what we're doing right now. We're taking this time to make sure that our office is nice and clean and sterilized. This is where we're taking an extra precaution. You can show the video there. You can show a video of your team doing team training. Just say, you know what, we are getting ready for all our patients to come back so that we can better serve you. I mean, what an awesome video that would be.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That office.
Yeah, there you go. And so another thing too is that while you have this downtime, maybe looking ahead in your schedule, hopefully this will end way before summertime hits, right? But what you can do is you can plan ahead the next month or the month and a half and really kind of plan that schedule, call patients and say, look, we think everything's going to blow over. We want to get you on the books so that when this stuff does blow over, you're not scrambling and calling in. You're getting that next month schedule prepared so you can just jump right in. So, and then that's number 9. And number 10, it's for last but not least, number 10 is staff one-on-one. What does that mean? That means, if you needed to do a review with a staff member, right? And when we think of reviews, it's not all bad things. A lot of times you're talking about like, hey, what are things that we want you to get better at? What are some of the things that a lot of times I'll ask my team member, what are some of the things that you want to learn, that you want to get better? Sometimes my team members will say, well, I'm in the op and I'm assisting you, but I'd like to talk to the patients about treatment because I'm already there, and like my hygienist, a big part of our practice is laser therapy. And we use the Gemini laser from Ultramist. She absolutely loves it. Touchscreen, high tech there. You know what, guys? If you type Ultradent enough, or if you share this video enough, maybe I can convince Melanie to do a deal for us for the Gemini laser. Who knows?
Melanie, are you listening?
There you go. And so, so my hygienist came to me and said she wanted to learn about laser therapy and whatnot. And so I wouldn't have known that if I sat down and talked to her. So let's take this time to really strengthen those bonds with your team, talk to them, see what are their struggles, what are their pain points. Also, what are the things that they want to learn? And then you can talk to your team members about what you're trying to accomplish. And maybe you can get both goals to align, right? And so a lot of times when you're busy day-to-day practice, I mean, Hartley, you know that. You worked in clinical dentistry. Sometimes you're busy. You don't even have time to talk to anybody.
Oh, you don't have time. It's 8 to 5, and then from 5 to 6, you're cleaning ops and you're ready to go.
Yeah, and then you just want to get out of there, right? And so, guys, I mean, the thing is that no one wants what's going on right now, right? The coronavirus is really scary. We don't want that we wish it could go away. But the fact of the matter is it's here. We got to be smart and we got to be careful, but we also need to take care of not only our patients, not only ourselves, but we got to take care of the team. And these are some of the things that we can do to help the team, to make sure that they are productive and that we're still taking care of them financially.
I agree with you.
All right. So yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of people on here, and we appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like what you heard, you like what Hartley hooked this up. She set this up. She was so awesome. Hooked this up here, and guys, if you like the message today, we want you to share this video, share this link with other groups that you're in, with your colleagues and whatnot. This is something that we're all in it together, and I'm so proud that Ultradent wanted to really reach out and really present this, and I'm super happy about that. So thank you, Hartley, for bringing me on.
Hey, thank you for being our guest, and I want to give one more shout out. If anybody has any questions, right now is a great time to write them in there and let us know. We can see if we can answer them. Dr. Glenbow, where's your office located? How big is it?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up, because there's an extra challenge that just came out. The White House just announced that they want to limit social gatherings to 10 people or less. And I'm wondering how that affects health professionals, right? I understand with the hospital that's almost impossible, but with that being said, I have a team of 12.
You're
I have a team of 12, right? I have a team of 12, and that's not even counting patients. And look, we're going to do everything we can. So basically, I talked to my team and I told them, look, guys, we're going to basically work in shifts. Generally, there's 2 doctors that work at the same time. We're going to work in shift. We're going to work in the morning and the afternoon, and so that everyone can get their hours and whatnot. But we're going to cut the team in half so that we can actually have patients in there. For the patients, sometimes patients like to come in with family and whatnot. We're asking all our patients to come in. If you have treatment, come in alone. If unless you're a minor, you can come with your parents. But we're asking all patients to come right at their scheduled time, or just kind of wait in their car until it's time to come up. And like I said, we're just trying to do everything we can to kind of abide by what our government wants to do, because they put a lot of time and thought into this, and so we want to be part of the solution. With that being said, we also want to be available for our patients, because we all know as dental professionals that yes, the coronavirus is very dangerous and nothing to take lightly, but dental issues are something that you can't take lightly either. Okay.
Yeah. That patient who comes in with an abscess, that is not I'll see you in 2 weeks type of a thing.
Right. And so some of these things are very serious. So we have to take it seriously, because if we are not there to take care of them, they will go to the ER, and the doctors and the health professionals over there, they're already tapped out. And the last thing we want to do is want to contribute to them not being able to do their job.
Right. Okay. I don't see any questions right now, but we'll be on the thread for if you have any, we can respond to them via comment. Thank you again, Dr. Glenbow from Nifty Thrifty Dentist. Please add that group. It's pretty awesome. They have a lot of tips in there, hence why we found this one today.
Yeah. So for those who don't know about Nifty Thrifty Dentist, it's a Facebook group aimed at helping save money, and also to, get some great deals and discounts. Ultradent's been super awesome. They did like an awesome deal for the Gemini laser, for the Velo. We did a few things for PQ1, like the Bond. Huge fan of Ultradent products. And so, again, like I said, Ultradent has kind of reached out and wanted to do this live, and that's what they're all about. They're all about giving back and really helping the dental profession. So super excited and grateful to have you guys bring me on. And guys, if you have any questions, like I said, if you're in the Facebook group, feel free to look for the post that I made about the kind of like the top 10 things to get your teams to kind of stay busy during this downtime. And you can type in the comment section there and ask any questions that you may have.
Yep. All right. Everybody, have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.